How are you not embarrassed to admit that you like this show? Okay? Don't worry about it. I have yet another episode in which I will be able to explain to you why you should be embarrassed to admit that you like this show. On to episode 5. Our thing about episode 5, it actually takes a couple of minutes before some stupid happens. Usually it's right off the bat. This time I think it took 4 or 5 minutes before something stupid happened. It's when we see Mousak was in a cell of Deuterium, which cancels out his ability to cast magic, neuters his magical ability, right? Okay, and Fringilla says it was made just for you. Why? Wait a minute. Did you plan on capturing Mousak ahead of time, which is why you built this Deuterium cell in the first place? Well, if that's the case, what was your plan for Mousak? Oh wait, you didn't have one! Because later Kahir says, I have a purpose for him, and it's of course the Doppler. So this show just admitted they had no reason or purpose in capturing Mousak. Well, if they had no purpose or reason in capturing Mousak, then they had no reason to create or build the cell of Deuterium in the first place. Why would you build the cell of Deuterium specifically for him if you had no reason to even capture him? Not only that, the cell of Deuterium wasn't even necessary. Because, okay, this I'm not too sure about, but it's still stupid either way. Because Mousak is thrown out of the cell and he throws up or whatever. And Fringilla goes, what's it like to have your magic neutered? And I'm going, well, if the cell was of Deuterium and that's what was neutralizing his magic, he's not in the cell anymore. So his magic isn't neutralized. So that doesn't make any sense. But he's got the shackles on. Well, if the shackles aren't of Deuterium and they're just regular shackles, then he should be able to use his magic, right? But if the shackles are made of Deuterium, that's all you need to neutralize his magic. You didn't need a cell made of Deuterium. You could have just sat him on a horse with the shackles. The writers knew what Deuterium was, but didn't know how it works? Anyway, then Kahir arrives with the Doppler, and the Doppler transforms into Mousak. He changes into Mousak's clothes, and now has a lifetime of Mousak's memories. Okay? Now I have to laugh at this, not just because of the bullshit aspect of he somehow miraculously, for no reason and for no explanation, now has a lifetime of memories. How does that work? Fuck you, that's why, pretty much, right? But it's the fact that it wasn't even necessary. It doesn't even have any purpose, because he ends up absorbing a lifetime of knowing everything about Mousak, but then later in the next episode, Siri ends up tripping up anyway. How? You just established that the Doppler knows everything has all of Mousak's memories, yet still ends up getting tripped up by Siri once she starts asking some basic questions. So the fact that the Doppler had his memories served no purpose anyway. And then we get to close. Now, this is a nitpick and it's low-hanging fruit, but if the show was stupid enough to add it, I'm calling out the bullshit. What part of the Doppler's body are the clothes? Okay? What? Because he was in that leather outfit, and then all of a sudden he transforms and changes into Mousek's golden type vest. What part of his ability to change allows that? It doesn't. It's lazy ass stupid writing. Not only is it lazy ass stupid writing, this is to establish how goddamn dense and simple-minded you audience members are. Because the original Mousek was in a gold colored vest. The Doppler transforms into a gold colored vest. And at the end of the episode, when he finally gets to Siri, he's wearing the same gold colored vest. Why? Like, there was no reason you couldn't have had the Doppler still stay in the leather outfit, have Mousek's, visage and appearance, and then just go into his room or whatever and just grab a set of clothes. But they had to keep that yellow vest appearance. Why? Because at the end of the episode, if the Doppler in Mousek's appearance was wearing a purple vest, you would have gone, who's that? Like, did they actually have to keep Mousek's character in that gold-colored vest so you would remember it was Mousek? It's the only other reason, other than the fact that they're idiots and they have no idea what they're doing. Not only that, what part of the Doppler's body was the dagger? Because the Doppler pulls out a dagger and kills Mousek with it. What part of the body of his became the dagger? Like, do you understand how stupid this ability is of him being able to change the clothes? And not only was it stupid, it was unnecessary. Then the Doppler is killing Mousek, and Mousek says, "You don't know who she is." The Doppler just said that he has all your memories. How could he not know? He should automatically know who Siri is at that moment. The Doppler should have known who Siri is, what her powers were, and what her abilities were. Are you telling me that the writers actually forgot that he memorized, that he has, like, how does he have all his memories, but conveniently didn't get the memory of knowing that Siri has this power? Explain to me why I should take this show seriously. This is why you should be embarrassed for admitting you like this show. And this is just a start. Then we have Yennefer is in some town as an herbalist. And then the mayor, I guess, wants a share of Yennefer's profits. Then I guess arrests her? Why? Like, why does he have to arrest her? If all he wants is a portion of her profits, just establish, I want a portion of your profits. There was no reason to arrest her. Not only that, because we were already introduced to Deuteridium, was the shackles the mayor put on Yennefer made of Deuteridium? Because if that's the case, that should have rendered Yennefer neutered. She should have not been able to have any access to her magic. But if the shackles weren't of Deuteridium and were just normal shackles, how stupid was the mayor to think that that was going to somehow keep a mage captured? Like, do you understand? This is the show making it that the characters in this show have to be brain dead stupid just to make the story go along. Either the shackles were of Deuteridium, which would have meant Yennefer was neutered, or the shackles were made of normal metal, okay, which would have meant that there was no reason that Yennefer couldn't have used them. Like, what was the point of her capture? And I'll get to it later with the doctor, okay? Then Yennefer willingly lets herself be taken captured. Why? Well, because the show needs her to be captured so you can have the next scene. Who cares if it doesn't make any sense? Oh, no, it was her plan all along. Well, if it was her plan all along to be able to take over the mayor, why did she subjugate herself to being an herbalist? She could have just gone straight to the mayor and just taken over. So no, the show didn't have it that Yennefer had already planned ahead of time to take over the mayor, because then she would have just taken over the mayor. They had it that they wanted a scene where about erectile dysfunction, ha ha ha, and then have her get captured because they knew they're going to get captured because they got a scene later on what they want to do. They don't care about how forced it is or how stupid it is. They're just doing it because they have to. We now get to Ciri and the Dryads. Now, there's just way too much stupid all wrapped up in all this, so I'll just try and highlight it because there's just so much, and I ended up writing it down, so you'll have to excuse me on that. So we have Ciri and the Dryads explaining how Ciri was able to hide information from them, and if it wasn't for the sap, they wouldn't have known the information they end up knowing. Except one of the bits of information they don't know, for some reason, is her intention. Like the general even points out, we don't know what her intent is. But that's the fundamental basis of what the waters and the sap is for. You were able to figure out the information that, what was it? Because it's at the end of the episode. That she's tied to Geralt of Rivia. They found out through because how else could they have found out? Unless it was through the sap or the water, that they found out that she is the lost surprise of Geralt of Rivia, but somehow still don't know what her intent is? I mean, come on! Do the writers... Of course the writers have no idea what's going on. But now that they don't... Okay, so now we're establishing that the show doesn't know what to do with Ciri. Because again, Ciri doesn't actually have a storyline. She's just filler. So the show has the leader go... Because again, without the intent, right? Because again, they still don't know Ciri's intent. So the show has the leader go, yeah, screw the rules we established last episode about all newcomers must drink the waters and we must know what your intention is. You know, screw that, new rules. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. That's pretty much what the show was doing. It's pretty much the show going, we don't know what we're doing. Oh wait, and to deflect from it, right? The scouts explain about the Nilf. The two Dryad scouts show up explaining about the Nilfgaard spies. Now, okay, get this. The leader goes, the Nilfgaard army will arrive. What if Ciri is the only way to survive? Fine, not a problem. Great. Except, at the end of the episode, you let Ciri go. But I thought you needed Ciri to help you against the Nilfgaard army that's coming. Oops! Did the writers forget that the Nilfgaard army was coming? Well, wait a minute. No, because the Nilfgaard army isn't coming. Because with the previous episode, they go, well, we can send 12,000 men. And Kahir goes, no, I got another idea, which ends up being the Doppler. So the leader of the Dryads is saying, the Nilfgaard army is coming, except the show established, no, there isn't a Nilfgaard army coming. So, like, what is going on in this show? And unfortunately, I can't ask the writers because apparently the writers don't know what's going on. I can't ask you fans because apparently you can't even remember part of the story arc from last episode. Then the leader offers Ciri a choice, to stay or go. Well, what do you mean you're giving Syria off? She has to drink the waters. Remember? Like, do the writers not know what's going on in this show at all? At all. Then we have the Bard and Geralt. Oh, this was just... Okay. So the Bard has been gone for months or years, right? And has no way of knowing or idea where Geralt is, okay? God knows where on the continent Geralt is and where on the continent the Bard was. But hey, you know what? We need the Bard to get back with Geralt for this episode because he's necessary. So, just have him come across him, because fuck you, that's why. So Geralt, okay, is looking for a Djinn, right? Why is Geralt looking for a Djinn? So he will be able to get some sleep? You just showed Yennefer being an herbalist to be able to help erectile dysfunction. Can't you have it that a mage can produce a sleeping potion? Or a sleeping elixir or whatever? No. Apparently, sleeplessness needs a wish to be able to solve. Why wouldn't Geralt have just gone to a mage to have some kind of herbal mixture to help him fall asleep? No. I need the ability to not fall asleep requires a goddamn wish to nullify? Come on, this is... What am I supposed to say to this? That's insane. That the show is going... Geralt needs to get a wish spell so that he can fall asleep because he's too stupid to go to a mage for some kind of sleeping potion? It's just... And to further establish the absolute bullshit of Geralt needing a wish, the show has Yennefer put the Bard in a deep healing sleep. The show literally shows that mages are able to make people fall asleep, be it by spell or potion or whatever, right? We don't know what it is, but the show establishes that mages can do this. It's like the show literally points out how absolute bullshit it was for Geralt to be looking for a genie so that he could wish that he could fall asleep. You morons. You should be... Do you understand? This is yet another reason why you should be embarrassed for admitting that you like this show. Because you're idiots. So, now we have the Djinn being freed. Now, a lot happens here, and I don't know the best way to cover all this, so I might stumble a bit, so bear with me. The Bard makes those two silly wishes. And you think it's for comic relief and it's just to be humorous, except that's the illusion, okay? Because the show is having the Bard make those wishes because you can't establish they didn't happen, okay? Like, he makes a wish for that one guy to die. Well, since there's no way for us to see that the guy didn't die, then there's no way for us to know or establish that that the Bard isn't getting the wishes. Because if the Bard wished for, I wish for 1,000,000 gold pieces or whatever the coin is, and 1,000,000 coin pieces didn't show up, then we would have known, and it would have been proof that the Bard didn't have the wishes. So the show was trying to establish the Bard is making the wishes, which is fine. Except there's one little problem. Geralt ends up saying, all I want is peace. And then, for no reason, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, for some unknown, inexplicable reason, I can't imagine why, the bard suddenly can't talk. The bard suddenly is having a hard time breathing. I don't know why the djinn added that. I don't know, maybe the djinn was going that little extra mile or whatever. You know, but the bard can't talk. Like, how does that not... there's no... Geralt says, all I want is some peace. Or all I want is some peace. And then 5 seconds later, the bard can't talk. So I'm going, oh, okay. The whole thing with the bard making those 2 silly wishes was actually comic relief. It was just humor. Geralt has the wishes. Because how else could the bard suddenly not be able to talk? And I'm going, wait a minute. They're trying to establish that the bard made the wishes. But how is you... How simple-minded are you morons to actually think the bard made the wishes when the show... and I'm going, do I actually have to watch this show with this stupid, pathetic charade that Geralt doesn't know he has... But then again, this is a guy who doesn't even think of going to a mage for a sleeping potion or a sleeping spell. This is a witcher who's so goddamn dense and stupid, he thinks that the best way to solve sleeplessness is fishing for wishes. So now I'm supposed to go, is that why he's so stupid to not have figured out he's got... I mean, forget that scar. Forget it. Technically, no. You shouldn't be able to forget that scar. Okay? Why? The Witcher is a monster hunter. Wouldn't he know how the genie works? Wouldn't he know anything? Well, of course not, because the show can't have him know what the hell is going on, because then that would screw up the story. Oh, and another thing. The show also, because he ends up talking to the elven doctor in that little town, right? And the show is trying to establish that the djinn somehow, attacked and caused the injury that the bard is suffering from, right? Okay, let's go along with the show that the bard is the one with the wishes. Let's go along with the show that the djinn is the one that caused the bard to have this injury. We'll go with that. Why would the djinn cause the person who's supposed to be the master, that's supposed to make the 3 wishes, that the djinn is trapped in this realm until his master makes the 3 wishes? Why would the djinn have it that the person who needs to make the 3rd wish so that he could be freed be unable to talk and make the 3rd wish? If the bard made 2 wishes and needs to make 1 more wish to be able to be freed, to be able to have the genie be able to be freed, why would the djinn go, no, hold on, before you make your 3rd wish, let me punch you in the throat so that you can't talk and make the 3rd wish so that and possibly die, if not healed. So why? So that way I can stay in this realm, trapped in this realm indefinitely, because the only person who could free me is the bard who needs to make his 3rd wish. But then then the genie's gonna make it so that the bard can't make his 3rd wish. How stupid are you? The show is literally establishing that the genie was the one that injured the bard, and is probably gonna make the bard die, but the genie needs the bard to make the third wish so that... You're hopeless. You're hopeless. You're idiots. Okay, I gotta skip some stuff because this is taking way too long. Geralt stumbles upon a village, right? Okay, this is as much. Geralt gets on the horse with the bard and starts riding off. Where's he going? Where's he going? He doesn't know where he's going. What's his plan? I don't know. Ride until he eventually comes to a village and hope there's a doctor there? Oh, and there's a doctor. This pissed me off. This was a joke. Let me see if I get this straight. This piddly-ass little encampment in the middle of nowhere has a healer, but Queen Calant in the city of Sintra doesn't? Like, because when Geralt goes to that guy, he goes, is there a healer here? The guy goes, oh yeah, we have a healer, he's right there. Like, it's no big deal. Like, having a healer is common, unless you're from the city of Sintra. So then we have the doctor talking about how there is a mage and that he was tasked with bringing the mage to justice. Why? What? Why would this doctor or healer, for any reason, be tasked with bringing in the mage? Like, what qualifications does the healer have to They have to somehow figure out a way to tie in Yennefer. So they go, oh yeah, the doctor tangled with Yennefer because the doctor was tasked to bring Yennefer to justice. Because apparently there's no city guards or... Then the doctor says, okay, this was cute. This was cute. The doctor says the mayor himself made the catch instead. But earlier in the show, you had it that the mage went after Yennefer for not paying a portion of her, for paying for use of magic. So why did the mayor why did the mayor end up capturing Yennefer? Was it because of being brought to justice? For what? I don't know. The show doesn't explain it. The show doesn't know what's going on. So, was Yennefer brought in for justice for some reason? Or did the mayor go after her because she was supposed to pay every time he uses magic? So now, Geralt is going to go to a town where the only available mage is under arrest. How is Geralt going to expect the mage to help him if the mage is under arrest? Here's an idea. Geralt, go to a town that, I don't know, doesn't have a mage that's under arrest and can help you without any problems? I mean, the doctor gave the bard this drink or whatever so that he'll be fine for a couple of hours. Just go to another town. Nah, because that other town with a mage that's not under arrest isn't Yennefer. And the show needs Geralt to meet Yennefer, so the show doesn't give a damn how much stupid it has to wade through, or how forced it is, or how stupid it has to make the plot, or how stupid it has to make the characters so that the show can have the scenes the writers want. It's gonna plow through regardless. Okay, I'm gonna skip the Tassia Yennefer conversation because otherwise I'll just get pissed and it's utter bullshit involved. So Geralt goes to the mayor's house and now we have Yennefer free. How is Yennefer free? Because fuck you, that's why. Pretty much. It's not like the writers know or figured out or knew how to have it so that Yennefer was free. They just wanted Yennefer in the mayor's house and be free, so Yennefer was in the mayor's house and is free. Let me put it this way. Let me explain the logic of this scene. If the show wanted Yennefer to have an army of undead zombies, then at this house there would have been 1,000 zombie warriors. The show wouldn't have explained why there's 1,000 zombie warriors in the house or in the basement. The show wanted 1,000 zombie warriors. Then the show was just gonna have 1,000 zombie warriors. That's how this show works. The show doesn't care. The show wants something to happen. It's gonna happen. It doesn't matter whether it makes sense or has any explanation. Okay. Why is there an orgy? Because, again, fuck you, that's why. Did one of the writers or whatever just see, what was that movie, Eyes Wide Shut, and go, hey, we want to recreate that scene? Because it served no other purpose, right? It served no other purpose. It served no purpose. Because here's the thing. Okay, so it shows, they had it that Geralt was immune to the magic, right? Fine, I'll buy that, obviously. The bard should have been as horny as hell, okay? The bard should have been absolutely affected and should have been dive bombing those women, okay? I don't care I don't care that he can't breathe, okay? If that magic is the way it's supposed to be and the bard is the way he's supposed to be, there's no way the bard wouldn't have been affected by the magic and would have been dive bombing the women there. Okay, then we get the bath scene with Geralt and Yennefer. Now, at first, I thought it was just filler, and I really couldn't. I was this is a time waster, but then it was like, wait a minute. This is the romance. This is the scenes establishing the romance between Yennefer and Geralt, and it's like, this pathetic bullshit is supposed to be the romance aspect of the two characters? Baldur's Gate 2. Oh god, the drow. Viconia. The romance in Baldur's Gate 2 with Viconia, who is a drow and will just as easily kill you as she would wiping off your blood off of her blade after she did it, had a better defined romance storyline than this goddamn show did. Leisure Suit Larry series. Those hookups in those video games are better defined and more realistic than the romance in this stupid ass show. It was pathetic. I go, this was the romance? This was Geralt? This was a joke. You're idiots. Oh, and then Yennefer says that the djinn is tied to this plane and its master, which further proves that there's no reason that the djinn would have injured the bard. But no, we gotta pretend it's the bard that has the wishes. Then Geralt goes to Yennefer, you need the bard to wait to make his last wish so that you can capture it. Well, how does that work? Like, how does that ability, again, what part of her class taught her how to catch a djinn? Like, she went, because again, Yennefer went from ascending or going from the Aretuza to being a court mage for 30 years. Where did she learn, or how did she learn to be able to capture a djinn? Like, was this before or after botany class? Like, how does this work? Because, fuck you, that's why. Because again, the show wants Yennefer to capture the djinn. Who gives a shit if she knows how to do it or has any reason? This is the same show that has Palvetta casting a spell she has no way of knowing. This is why when the bard suddenly couldn't speak for no reason, didn't phase the fans of this show, because there's so much random ass stupid in this show that the bard just not being able to talk for no reason and choke and not being able to breathe is just one in a long line of stupid. It didn't phase the audience. It didn't cause the audience to even question it, because it's no stupider than anything else in this goddamn show. Then Geralt wakes up in his cell with the doctor. Why? Because, again, fuck you, that's why. Oh, because the doctor went to go deal with the Geralt. Why would the doctor in any way want to... Why would the doctor be dealing with Geralt? Because the show wanted the doctor to be captured and in the cell with Geralt. So screw it. He's gonna go help Geralt. Like, why wouldn't the doctor have been in his tent in that little outskirts of the town or whatever? No, he heard that Geralt was spanking someone, so he had to go in to help. Then the doctor says to Geralt, "Why did you enlist the mage's help?" Because you didn't give Geralt an alternative. You know, like maybe go, here's another mage that you could have gone to? Like, what? Where does the doctor get off going, why did you enlist the help of the only mage I told you about because your friend is dying and you need a mage? Why would you go to that mage? And of course the doctor is in love with Yennefer because fuck you, why not? Oh, then we have the bard waking up, meeting, having that little talk with Yennefer, and then he finally makes, his last wish, right? And I wish very badly to leave this place. But after he makes that wish, he's still there. Meaning that it establishes that the bard doesn't have the wishes. But for some reason, Yennefer doesn't catch this. The bard doesn't even catch the fact that he doesn't have the wish. The bard makes a wish, he doesn't end up leaving, and he never figures out that, oh, apparently I don't have the wishes. Because when he meets Geralt outside and talks to him, he doesn't even mention it. He mentions about the dreams, about the two girls, about the involved women. Like, are you telling me the bard is so stupid he didn't realize that he doesn't have the wishes? Is Yennefer that stupid that she didn't realize that when the bard made the wish and nothing happened, that maybe he doesn't have the wishes? Now, so if the bard needs to make a wish to call forth the djinn, but he didn't make the wish, thus didn't call the djinn, how and why did the djinn end up showing up anyway? Like if he, I don't know how to explain this. Yennefer said, you need to make the wish to call forth the djinn. He's not the master. He's not the one being able to call forth the djinn. So when he said, I wish very badly to leave this place, she starts calling forth the djinn. But if he didn't make the wish, he never called forth the djinn, which meant Yennefer could have called the Djinn. Yennefer called the Djinn without needing anybody to make a wish to call forth the Djinn. Meaning, her going, you need to make the wish to call forth the Djinn, was bullshit. The writers don't know what they're doing. So I'll bypass Geralt wanting to save Yennefer because it's just more bullshit. Okay, I'm going to have to skip a bunch of stuff because I've already gone past the half-hour mark, and I just want to highlight some of the funny stuff. The house starts, the roof falls in, whatever, and the bard is outside with the doctor, and the bard goes, why did the Geralt go in there? It doesn't make any sense. And it's like, yeah, you're right. And then the doctor goes, because she's magnificent. And I'm like, fuck you, show. This was such a fuck you, that's why. Because this show could not and cannot justify and knows it couldn't justify why Geralt went in because he had no reason. And covered up with this absolute bullshit of because she's magnificent. It's just, there is so much to get pissed about that line, but the problem is, it's just so pathetically laughable. Okay, then it goes into some nonsense lines with between Yennefer and Geralt because they're lying on the floor. And not only that, how did they get on the base floor? They were on the upper floor, right? The roof collapses. The roof of the house collapses. How did they fall through the floor and end up on the main floor? And even if they did, why wouldn't the rubble because I'm going, where are they? And I'm going, because then the doctor goes and sees through the window, and I'm going, they're on the, how did they get on the main floor? How did they fall through the floor of the bedroom when it was the roof that collapsed? And then, even if they did fall through the roof, that would have easily have injured Yennefer. Yennefer should have been injured. Nah, apparently, oof, and she was fine. And then, wouldn't the rubble, if there was a hole, wouldn't the rubble, because the show doesn't give a shit. This is the show going, we want it so that they're on the main floor, so that the doctor, or the elf, the doctor, and the bard can see them through the window. So we don't care how it makes no sense. We don't care how stupid it is. We don't care how forced we made it. We want that scene, and it's going to happen despite everything. Then Yennefer asks him, what did you wish for? And Geralt is asleep. Wait a minute. What happened to his sleeplessness? Are you telling me all he needed was sex, and now he's fine? What happened to the whole law of surprise aspect? Okay? I thought, was that not the reason? He just needed sex? Because that's what he has sex with Yennefer, and now suddenly he can sleep again. That's all it was. Just needed sex. Then we're back to Ciri, and the Doppler shows up. Odd how the Doppler didn't have to drink water to find out if his intentions were ill or pure. Interesting, wasn't it? How the show purposely and coincidentally avoided having that the one character that actually had ill intent didn't have to drink the water. You bullshit goddamn show. You are such a... And you as an audience didn't care. Because you're too... it's not that you didn't care. Okay? You were too goddamn stupid to realize that the Doppler impersonating Mousak, all newcomers must drink from the waters. Remember? Of course you don't. The show purposely avoided that the Doppler didn't have to drink the water because then that would have revealed that he did have ill intent, and it would have screwed up the storyline. And then they leave, and again, what about the Nilfgaard army? But I already covered that. And why does Dara go? Dara is already explicitly established. He does not want to go. He's going to stay. He's already upset with Ciri and doesn't really trust her or like her because of her relation to Queen Calanth. But, she drags him and is like, oh, I guess I gotta go. Oh, because anyway. That's it for episode 5. Episode 6. Oh, man, I can't wait to talk about episode 6. But anyway, that's it for episode 5. See you in episode 6. See ya.